Hello everybody, I am Angry Bird. Welcome to a new Wargame cast today. We're continuing coverage of the Hardened tournament. And today on the left hand side in blue we have Warspite playing a Israeli national deck. And on the right hand side in red we have a Boring Pet playing the Baltic Front deck, which is Finland and Poland. Let's get straight into it. And I must say, I don't really know, I say it almost every video, I don't really know the units in too much detail, but especially these two decks, because I didn't have the Israeli and the Baltic Front DLC. So these are some of my first time seeing the units. Well, not necessarily seeing the units, because I've always watched videos of Wargame and Rangru's videos in particular, so you know I know some of the units. But yeah, it'll be my first time having a first-hand look at them. So if you want to pause the video and have a look at the deck in more detail, then you can do. But yeah, I'm not really going to go into too much detail about the units today. On the right hand side we have Boring Pet's Baltic Front division. And the T-72, they're going to have to come up against the Merkavas. The ITO-90 actually has the Crowtown missile, so that thing should be pretty decent against helicopters. And yeah, I was having a look at the Hawk 51 in the plane tab, and because I was thinking the Hawk is a trainer jet, but maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Hawk is actually a trainer jet. But yeah, there we have it, a little tidbit for you. Right, let's head into the game and let's get underway. So, quick recap, although it was a short introduction, I always do try and drag. I'm such a dirty Steel Division 2 player. Yeah, quick recap. On the left hand side in blue we have Warspite playing an Israeli national deck, and on the right side in red we have Boring Pet playing a Baltic Front coalition deck. So it looks like Boring Pet's put himself a defense marker down just to make sure that he remembers that he's supposed to defend that forest. And I suspect, based on that, he's going to try and push into Bravo, and looking at the Mi-8T going up north at the start. We've got some Ramreke helos coming down south. Oh no! Derp. Some Recce vehicles. What that shows how much I don't know the units. Wow, those things must be quite quick. Road speed 150 kilometers per hour. Just because I thought they were healers because they got into position so quickly. So it looks like Boring Pet has made it into Bravo, especially with the Yukari in there. Early smoke coming down to protect Warspite's forces on the southern side of Gulf. Looks like he's trying to head into Foxtrot with those forces, or at least into this area down here. But whether or not he'll make it, I'm not 100% sure. Do we have Maglans in there? Nope, I think it's the... we do have Maglans. I thought I saw ATGM missiles coming through. We do have Maglans in here, which are somewhat of a specialist of the Israeli decks, with those spike missiles. And the Yukari are going to come up against the Roviat, or the Roviat, I think would be the pronunciation. Probably nowhere near it. It's interesting who's going to win out in this push, because I feel like Warspite has to really win out. He's given up Bravo pretty much completely, so he has to win out in this push. Otherwise, it's going to be a really difficult mid part of the match for him as he tries to recover position into Bravo. Merkava 3B coming in here. That's going to definitely outrank the T55. It looks like Warspite has won out though. Most of the infantry have gone down. The Pansari, I think it was Pansari Yakari that were in there, if that's how you would say it. And the remaining Yukari have gone down now as well. There are still some Yukari left in the south, but I don't think they will worry Warspite too much. His Zeldas push forward, but they are going to get taken out by the T55 and the T72. And I feel like Warrior Pet must be worried now, because that is a pretty successful push. He is bringing in a command unit, I believe, to capture Charlie and at least get some points on the board, but I don't think he needs that right now. I think he needs reinforcements in Foxtrot. He doesn't need to buy a command unit. It's not like Warspite has got the point advantage. He doesn't need to neutralise. So I feel like he would have been better to spend those on frontline units, really. So Warspite has managed to win out and has got himself a foothold in the western side of Foxtrot. We have some sneaky Maglands down here, just pushed outside of the forest, trying to use the spike missile to snipe some T-55s at long range. Not quite successful that time, and heading back into the forest. Nice use of that movement there from Warspite. May need to resupply those Maglands at some point though. Oh, the Roviat are pushing up into the northern side of Gulf, but they've been caught out in the open. Not what we like to see here. Tracon's taking shots at the MI8, and that goes down. It looks like Warspite is now pushing back into Bravo, although unless he supports that push, I think the Yukari will be okay. Be interesting to see how both players react to that. Okay, 16 men get decimated by all the fire, especially from the Zeldas with the double machine guns in there. And the M2 Browning on the top as well. Interesting, Warrior Pet smoked off that Maglan. So he did notice that attack, and I find it interesting that he smoked it off though. Looks like Warspite now trying to push forward with the Zeldas, supporting the Roviats after his first push failed. But the Eriko Sra Yakari do manage to destroy those with the Apalas missile. MI7 also support him with the rocket attacks there. And that's the second failed attack from Warspite into the northern portion of Gulf. Especially once the remaining Roviat go down. Although the MI7 is taken out there. Barat coming in, trying to snipe the T-72, and is successful with the second round of missiles there. So big kill on the T-72 there. And a bit of a brief break in hostilities as Warspite reinforces his troops. Borean Pet's pushing forwards with Panzer Yokari on foot, but they aren't really going to get anywhere out in the open. And now the T-72's gone down, there's definitely nothing that can really stand up against the Merkava. So I'm kind of surprised that Borean Pet is continuing with this push after his T-72 went down. He does bring in a T-72 M2 Wilk, which will help out the position. What's it got? 20 AP power versus the 21 frontal armor of the Merkava, so he can't do too much damage. But it is at least much heavier than the T-55 that he did have in that position. Ward's coming out to help out the fight against the Roviat. I'm surprised they lasted so long. Unless that was a fresh unit in there, but I don't think it was. MiG-29 coming in just to perform combat air patrol duties. Make sure that he doesn't get another T-72 sniped by the Barak. The Yukari do make it into the forest, but he's got... I was going to say he's got limited ability to destroy the Zelda, but clearly he doesn't. He does have the law on that squad. So yeah, the Yukari performed pretty well there. Destroy the, I think it was Roviat that were in there. There's still a Maglan here that can snipe the BTR-50s trying to come in. And I think that was that the Leish? No, it was further back. The MAR-290 there. That was firing on the T-72. Maglan's being resupplied. Something I think you always have to do with the Israeli decks is keep those Maglans topped up. The Yukari finally go down to the close range fire from the Merkava 3B. It is fairly heavily damaged now, so I think Warspite is right to back that thing away, and I think he needs to resupply the area and fix that up. Merkava down south has been resupplied, so it is now able to fire on the T-72s again. So I guess Boring Pet does need to re-smoke that position. He has got himself the +1. Warspite did capture Hotel to neutralise the Charlie capture, but there is a command vehicle now in Foxtrot. Looks like the Yukari made a push forward to try and secure the top of Bravo here. Have been tackling with the Roviat, but not really able to destroy them, and both sides now exchanging mortar fire. MiG-29 still up for combat air patrol. Not sure if that's... Yeah, it looks like that's a fresh call-in. And I'm constantly seeing XAs sniped all over the battlefield. So I think in terms of positioning, although we have a second Merkava 3B in here now, although Warspite has picked up this kind of southern side of Foxtrot, I still think Boring Pet's not in a terrible position right now. He has a foothold in Gulf himself, and he has a large force in Bravo. So I don't think it's the end of the world that he's kind of, you know, lost out this position in Foxtrot right now. Here comes fire once again from that MAR-290. So both sides kind of exchanging artillery fire for a while. Looks like Warspite is going to try and attack the northern portion of Gulf again. I think this will be the third attack that he's launched. He's actually moving Roviat 90 up out of the position in Foxtrot, which I'm a little bit surprised at. I feel like at least having one infantry in here would be decent to prevent any counter push. Boring Pat has been trying to take that position back. I know the Maglan is covering for the vehicles, but yeah, I feel like it was a bit of a mistake moving the Roviat out there in the open, almost sacrificing them. Boring Pet does need to get rid of this Merkava 3B though. That is providing pretty nasty defense in this area for Warspite. And the Maglan is possibly going to get shot off on the T-72 here. Yeah, I guess one nice hit. Another comes in from the side and it should go down now to the Merkava 3B. I think it was the Dorban here that got the second ATGM hit. The Roviat do engage in the northern side of Gulf. Those T-72s being taken down is pretty costly for Boring Pet. And I think these Eriko Siraj Jakari have been in that position for quite a while. I don't think that's a new unit that he's brought in there, so they are standing up to consistent assault. The XA's got to be a little bit careful here, although nothing in position to take them out. I was a bit worried that the infantry may well perish in those infantry, but I don't think the Maglans were kind of in the right position there. They are now going to be able to fire off against the XA, and he could lose some infantry units here. Down goes one transport. Yep, that looks like that's a full squad loss. Ooh, there goes the other. I think that was from the Dorban down here. And that's the squads lost in the transports as well. Very, very bad loss there for Boring Pet. Looks like the MiG-29 is going to have to go home shortly. It is very low on fuel there. Ooh, and snipe onto the supply truck. Ouch. Fully laden supply truck. And yeah, Boring Pet, I don't think he's wrong there. The number of Maglan strikes that we're seeing, or snipes, is outrageous. He has lost a lot of units to those Maglans. Not sure whether he'd be winning, but yeah, he has lost a hell of a lot of units. We see a CV coming in here with a really low profile. Coming into Bravo to, as the equal CV coming in from Boring Pet. So both players calling the CVs at pretty much exactly the same time. SU-22 coming up here. I think that is a seed plane. So he's looking to see whether he can take down any of the enemy air defense, but there isn't much up from the Israelis. In fact, there is the Drakon, sorry, that I think is... No, that is not radar guided, so they are infrared missiles. So they aren't going to be hampered by the seed. Well, they aren't going to be destroyed. They aren't going to be deed. And the Ikari and the... I have to pause every time. The Erika Siraj Jakari have been pushed out of the northern portion of Gulf. So I think that was the fourth attempt from Warspite to get into that position, but he has finally made it. Whether he will break out of that position, I'm not sure, but at least he has Gulf fully secured. So I expect he is going to call in. Yeah, here we have another command vehicle. As we see the MiG flying overhead, which will come into Gulf, and we'll have to see where he hides that, but it may well come into this tree line here, or probably actually just hide behind one of the buildings, breaking line of sight. He could almost concentrate on Foxtrot. He could actually neutralize Foxtrot here. I think he's going to need a few more units. Here comes the BTR-152, I think, to deliver those units. So we could well see a capture in the future into Foxtrot. Yeah, I think there's some more infantry coming in here, although that might be for a southern push, perhaps. Here's the MAR missiles again, looking to hit the troops between Bravo and Charlie. Oh, big hit there. Big final missile hit. I really want to get that thing firing off, but I don't notice it in time. SPG-9D using the heat rockets to fire off at longer range. I was kind of interested when I saw that unit, but it looks like it is being used to pretty decent effect here by Boring Pet. Although I think the mortar fire may well finish it off. Does take out the Riviat, but no, that mortar fire really not doing the damage. Finally! I think with the Merkava coming in, it will go down. Looks like we have the Tesfa trying to sneak around here in the south. The Sissy do start firing and take down that Hilo. I think that was the Dragunov sniper there that took it down. So Warspite's not going to get away with any kind of cheeky southern push here. We've got a Hawk up in the skies as well as an Su-22. I think that was trying to come in for the Merkava that was somewhere down there, but I think they both moved up north. The Macbeth does fire off, and that thing does have the radar. It has the radar on the Vulcan minigun, so the Stingers are infrared. So again, no job for Seed in this environment. SPG troops being left out in the middle of the field, and the Tyran is going to destroy them. We do now see the CV come in to neutralise Foxtrot, and that gives Warspite the +2 lead. He's in a pretty strong position here with the full control of Gulf and the foothold in Foxtrot as well. And he's been able to maintain Bravo. I mean, at the start of this game, he completely had given up Bravo. He didn't have any troops in there, I think, at all. But he has pushed through enough to hold this position. Perhaps Boring Pet could have been a bit more aggressive and, you know, tried to take up these positions here. But we won't know whether that would have worked or not. Rocket artillery being exchanged from both sides as Panzer Shikari pushed down from Bravo over the open ground on foot, and they're going to get taken out pretty easily. This time the Yukari pushing down from between Bravo and Charlie have got supporting fire from the Charioteers and the BTR-50, and the smoke covering their approach as well. So it's good to see those Yukari getting in there. They are going to face off against Roviat. They're going to need some help, especially with the Zeldas getting involved. The Charioteers push forward, but we do have a T-72 here that could fight off against the Merkava. This could be a pretty important engagement right now between both players. I think if Warspite wins this engagement with no real losses, he's going to be in a strong position. Because that was a pretty determined push there coming through from Boring Pet, and he didn't really succeed with any real success. So he's trying to refix up his troops, perhaps push one more time. But Warspite has an excellent position, and I think he's just going to hold here. He's got the +2, he's got great map control. I don't really see him pushing forwards from this position and trying to kind of overextending. The Maglans continuing their assault, taking out transports here, there and everywhere. And it's really all down to Boring Pet now. He has to make a play somewhere if he's going to keep himself in this game. Got a Super Puma coming up around the northern flank. Perhaps he's trying to go for a CV kill somewhere. Perhaps he's trying to go for a deep flank into Delta. There is an Anafa, which I wanted to take a look at for a while. Oh, it's just a helicopter. I didn't know this unit at all, but I saw it up here in the north, but I didn't want to miss any action in the centre of the map, so I hadn't looked at that for a while. So I feel like the Super Puma has been spotted, because we've had both movement from the Anafa and the Seifan, although it must have been spotted now. Yeah, it's definitely been spotted now from the Anafa making chase, and the Seifan is just a recon helicopter, so he's got no armament on it. But the jig is up. I'm pretty certain Warspite knows that Super Puma is up there. Oh, looks like we've got a Hawk coming in here to bomb the forest. And an Su-22 coming in to try and... Ooh, the Hawk does go down. The Drakon goes down as well, and the evac ordered on the Su-22. So I think the Su-22 was trying to take out the Drakon as well. No other sight onto the other troops in there for the Su-22 to attack. The replacement Drakon ordered, and that's probably Warspite's thinking, that's no biggie. Yukari are able to snipe units coming down from the top of this hill with the Law. And was it the T-55, I think, engaging the Zeldas? Looks like it. Ooh, looks like we've got a double Mar. Oh. Firing onto the T-72s. Oh, it's terrible camera work right now. I apologise. Ooh, I think that was the T-55 that went down there. The Merkava trying to flank from, trying to kind of pincer from the top of the hill over Bravo and moving up from the north of Gulf. The Yukari are pretty well placed here at the bottom of the hill though to kind of destroy any units coming down, but they are going to face off against the Merkava 2A coming in here now. Su-22 trying to get the kills, but I think it missed both missiles. It's now in trouble, and it does go down to the Macbeth, and I believe there was a was it the Leish? No, that's the mortar. There was some other missiles firing off against it. It looks like rocket artillery coming on to the Merkavas now. The Yukari did go down, protecting the southern part of Bravo. And it looks like Warspite is going to try and push into the forest between Bravo and Charlie. He has lost a few units here at the top of Gulf, so he has to be a little bit careful he doesn't overextend, but he does have the Merkava 2As coming in, and the Merkava 3B is still there as well. T-72 is pushing forwards, but it could get side-shotted here. Yeah, it is. Side-shotted by the Merkava 2A and does go down. So big loss of the T-72. There is a reinforcing T-72 and one Wilk coming in. But yeah, Boring Pet's lost a fair few of those T-72s in this match. And I don't think we've seen a Merkava 3B go down for Warspite. Although, I'm pretty sure there were two in that position. So one of them must have gone down. I didn't realise the Merkava had the grenade launcher on the top. I think that's a grenade launcher, no? The Mark 19. Yeah. Very nice unit. Very nice unit. Again, the Rovia are being sacrificed over the open ground. There is still a T-72 up in the northern part that can take care of the Merkava 2As. Ooh, and one of them goes down to the Su-22 as well. But more reinforcing infantry coming in here, and that position between Bravo and Charlie will come under heavy assault. The smoke coming down a little bit too late to protect those Roviets. And the double Merkava 3B taking care of the T-72. There's not a lot that stands in Warspite's way now. And a little bit surprised there isn't a more attack coming in just to further soften the position up. So a +3 for Warspite, and he's not far from victory now. 10 minutes left on the clock, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is quicker than that. Looks like a Baz did come in there and get sniped by the MiG-29. At least Boring Pet can take that. Roviat's engaging the Pansari Yukari. They're in a really difficult position up on the northern side of Bravo. Here comes the rocket artillery. Ooh. It's a little bit behind the lines though. I think Warspite just pushed forward, and here's the Mar attack coming in as well. The Roviat pushing on straight into the Yukari and really just going for the kill here. The Zelda's pushing in as well, and the Merkava 2B's covering against the Yukari up in the north. They are getting decimated. There are a couple of T-72 Wilks still in here, but they're heading into the forest, and the law can still be used against them. Can do some pretty decent damage, so those T-72s have got to be very careful. We do have some jets flying overhead. Okay, looks like the T-72's heavily damaged, but they do survive for now. But the Merkava 3Bs are just such a presence, or have been such a presence for Warspite in this game. And look at the command unit from Boring Pet that's had to come out of Bravo. I mean, Boring Pet had this area really well secured. But Warspite has made some serious gains. The Rovia not happy with their gains so far, and they're pushing forwards against the Yukari. We could see the Merkava 2Bs engage the T-72s, but the T-72s are very heavily damaged here. So I think the Merkavas will be fine engaging them. Yeah, down goes one. I think sniped from an RPG. and the Shayatet may well come round with the final kill onto the T-72 in the rear. I think the grenade launcher being used to absolute maximum effect, destroying the infantry in there. Su-22 coming in, but didn't get the kills, and just one T-72 left on 1 health. The Baz trying to come in and snipe that unit, but does go down. MiG-29 replying in earnest, and that's the second Baz down. To make sure that did go down there, as we see it fall straight into the ground. Kind of surprised there's more damage on that Baz. Oh, and there is the end of the game. Warspite gets the victory. Congratulations to him. 2,780 kills to 1,635 losses. Congratulations to Warspite. Commiserations to Boring Pet. There was a hard-fought game. I think Boring Pet could have been a little bit more aggressive in Bravo. He had Bravo completely unopposed, but I guess he didn't really know that. Warspite was trying to capitalise on the south early, and he managed to do that. And we saw Boring Pet put the icon up about those Magland snipes. Warspite definitely took out his fair share of vehicles with those Maglands. Hopefully you enjoyed the cast. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and yeah, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Don't miss any Wargame action on the channel. Thanks very much for watching. I am Angry Bird. I will see you next time.